So let's not waste another moment and get straight into today's music news. Start of 2019 for music icon Toni Braxton, as it appears she has split from her fiancé music mogul Birdman after the couple unfollowed each other on Instagram. So the On Break My Heart singer posted a message to her Instagram page which implied she is moving on this new year. Well, Toni had planned to get married last year before her engagement ring, costing a reported $5 million, was stolen back in November. The singer also deleted all the pictures of her and Birdman from her Instagram page, as did Birdman. Well, the rapper posted a now deleted message on Tuesday, which simply said, "It's over." Toni's message, however, said, starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen. Cheers to a new year. Such a heartbreaking story. Well, speaking of breakups, it looks like it might also be over for the young superstar couple Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid, or basically, ZG, as their fans like to call them. Now, the singer and his supermodel girlfriend have been spending time apart since November last year, according to an inside source. Now, this revelation came after fans began to suspect something was wrong in their relationship because they had not been seen together for a while. So it turns out, with Zayn focusing on the release of his new album, Icarus Falls, and Gigi taking time for herself after last year's Victoria's Secret show was done, the two young stars just feel some time apart will be the best thing for their relationship. And they can, focus on their very busy careers. Well, did we see that coming? Well, anyways, let's talk about Snoop Dogg right about now. So the rap legend has been showing his softer side after a viral video of an abandoned puppy captured his heart. So Snoop Dogg discovered the Snoop the dog after the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or the RSPCA for short, posted a heartbreaking video of a young bull terrier being abandoned on a street in England. Now, this happened because the dog was abandoned by its owner, and it was just a few days before Christmas. So the moment was captured on CCTV and shared by the RSPCA after they had rescued the dog and named him Snoop after the famous rapper. Now, when the real Snoop Dogg saw the video, he offered to adopt his canine namesake, and also said that even though there will be no shortage of loving homes for little Snoop, once people see the moving video, there will always be a place for the puppy at Casa de Snoop. How sweet. Well, the Los Angeles Police Department might have finally brought an end to all the celebrity burglaries in the Hollywood Hills over the past year. So wealthy stars like, Usher and Jason Derulo were targeted, along with other celebrities and wealthy civilians. Now, after tips led to the search of the home and storage unit of a Los Angeles local, 32-year-old Benjamin Ayton Ackerman, commanding officer of the LAPD Hollywood Division, Corey Palka, revealed that they recovered over 2,000 high-end items like jewelry, fine wine, designer bags, and clothing, and even art pieces. Now, the police were then able to identify 13 separate burglary victims, including singers, actors, and reality TV stars. Finally. Well, this story is getting us really excited and even making us miss the Obamas even more. So it feels like the Obamas can do no wrong since leaving the White House, and we might just be right, because the former U.S. President Barack Obama has just made his debut on the American music charts. So Lin-Manuel Miranda, the creator of the award-winning Broadway musical Hamilton, released a gospel-inspired remix of one of the hit songs titled One Last Time just before Christmas. And the song featured a vocal cameo by the former president. Well, in the first week of its release, it racked up 307,000 on-demand streams in America and 9,000 downloads. Now, as of December 5th, The song is set to reach the number 22 spot in the US on the Billboard Hot R&B Songs chart. Just look at that. Well, it is from music to social media now as we reveal what's been creating such a buzz online. So let's talk what's trending. And joining me now to discuss what's been trending in entertainment, it's a Rise correspondent, Judita De Silva, who is over at our studios in London. Hi, Judita. Happy New Year.
Hi, Kachi. Happy New Year to you, too.
Okay, now let's get talking. So Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, they know how to set the internet on fire, and now everyone is talking on social media again. So what can you tell us about this situation this time?
Okay, well, it's officially been confirmed that they are expecting their fourth child by surrogate. And of course, the Kardashians live for social media. And we all know Kanye lives out everything in his life on social media. So that's all Twitter is talking about. It was a top trending topic because not only in August, there was an interview with Kim Kardashian where she said, oh, they've discussed more children, but they're in no rush to give North Saint and Chicago-West a sibling. Now cuts to January, a few months later, and they're expecting their fourth child by surrogate. And remember, their third child, Chicago, was also born by surrogate because after their first two children, North and Saint, Kim was told not to have natural pregnancies again because she'd be putting her life in jeopardy. But then she said, we saw on the reality TV show that made them famous, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that Kanye wants a really big family and said he wants up to 6 children, if not more. So he's not wasting any time. So we're not quite sure whether to take everything they say as gospel or just take it with a pinch of salt, because so far we were believing we weren't seeing another addition to the brood for a while yet, and we would think with all the press they're getting they'd be too busy for another child, but I guess not.
Absolutely, I guess not. So what does this mean now? Because we've seen them come into a lot of controversy with the fact that Kim Kardashian has to use a surrogate. So what do you think this means for the other sisters? Looking at how seamless Kim Kardashian makes it look, do you think that, you know, they might just decide, okay, you know what, this is not such a bad idea. Maybe this surrogacy plan is actually what we should be doing. I mean, it will help us keep our bodies in shape. We don't have to go through the whole 9 months, and we can still end up with the same bundle of joy. So how do you think, you know, people are going to react to this surrogacy situation going on? Because I hear, you know, from a very good source that, you know, the Kardashians are actually starting to look into that direction, looking at Kim Kardashian's sisters.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But you see, like when you see like the reactions on social media, it's always they're very polarizing. Those people who are hardcore for the Kardashians are very pro what you're saying. They think they're looking at all the positive sides of this. But those on the other side of the ticket, they kind of see everything the Kardashian-Jenner brand do as a ploy for publicity, because we know that the 16th season of the reality show is coming out soon, and the mastermind behind it, the mother, the matriarch, Kris Jenner, is always seen as the puppet master. And to think like they're announcing this at the top of the year, it's kind of like almost seen as this is going to be the storyline for when they start filming Kim's thread of the storyline in the reality show. Because remember, going into the end of 2018, it was very negative press around them from all sides based on Kanye's antics. And just before Christmas, his kind of tirade on Twitter at Drake was flaring up the old narrative of his mental health issues. So when you think about all of that, it's not a good look for the Kardashian-West. So having something like a new child makes everybody try to be positive. So I think the cynics are saying they're trying to balance out the narrative for themselves by bringing something insanely positive into a mire of negativity.
Absolutely. Okay, now you see, I spoke about this earlier. Coachella is literally the biggest, or maybe not the biggest, but the most major music festival ever. So now let's talk about this. In America, they look at it literally as the god of music festivals. So we get that it is happening in April and everyone is buzzing. Every single place, who's coming, who's not coming, why is this person not on the list? So please fill us in on what's going on with regards to the lineup for Coachella.
Yeah, I think Coachella shut it down. After Kim K, this was the story that everyone was talking about, because you already mentioned the story that even on the African side, there's drama. When you think about all the festivals, things like Ozfest, things like Glastonbury, these are all very indie rock festivals. The thing about Coachella is that what it's known for, it's the A-list celebrity glamorous festival. All the A-listers, I'm talking Oscar winners, Emmy winners, actors, singers, they go to Coachella, they go with their family. So on one side, you will see a former president. On the other side, you'll see Sylvester Stallone and his daughters. Then you'll see Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's that festival. And so why everyone wants to be on this ticket is because they know if you go there, the kinds of people in your audience are the cream of the crop. So they've now announced the headliners, and people have been waiting because remember, last year, Beyonce shut it down. So now we know the headliners are going to be Ariana Grande, Tame Impala, and Childish Gambino, known as Donald Glover. Everyone had been speculating that it was definitely going to be, it had to be Ariana because, as she said, she had the best year of her career last year, but the worst year of her personal life. So she's right at the top of her game with an excellent album. And even Childish Gambino, he's already touring on that This Is America album, so he's at the top of his game. So they're not a surprise. But the great thing is that for Ariana Grande, this will make her the 4th female ever to headline and the youngest ever headliner at the age of 25. But nobody really cares about that. Everyone's talking about, can you bring it like Beyonce?
Absolutely. Now, you know, I love Ariana Grande, but I would say that apart from her music successes in 2018, another thing that really contributed to her global success is the fact that she put her relationship on display. It was all everyone on social media was talking about, reactions and how she handled situations, and then thank you, next. But now she came out with this situation of, oh, look, 2019 is the year of no dating. So do you think maybe that might just affect the kind of following people have on her now, saying that there isn't any relationship drama to follow?
Because the key is this, she's very smart, because when you think about somebody like Adele, Adele always said that she doesn't know what she's going to do now that she's married and she has a baby and she's happy, because every single one of her albums came after a traumatic split. So she needed heartbreak to be creative. And when you look at Ariana Grande, the best album of her life has come out of a year that she had emotional turmoil. Her one ex-boyfriend died from an overdose, and she had a traumatic split with her fiancé. So that fueled a lot of the introspection of her album. And so when you think about it, it kind of works well, because remember when we talked about Ed Sheeran last year? All of last year, he released no music, but he was touring up the back of the album Divide, which he released in 2017. We already know that Ariana is going to be touring through, she's going to be returning to Manchester this year, she's going back to the UK on her world tour for her new album. So I see this 2019 as being the tour year of her album she released last year. So she doesn't need to write anything yet until like the fall of this year or Christmas, when she probably needs to find a boyfriend and break up with him in time to write her album.
That would just be amazing. Okay, now, just before I let you go, Judita, so the late singer Aaliyah would be turning 40 this month, but you see, everyone is talking about the controversy regarding R. Kelly and, you know, this new documentary. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we talked about it just before Christmas. The documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, is 6 parts over 3 nights on the Lifetime Network beginning tonight. So they've been dropping teasers and commercials. And one tease they dropped just recently, just a day ago, was of a former backing dancer called Javante Cunningham. And she's made allegations that one time when she was on a tour bus with them, the door to the bedroom on the tour bus flung open, and she saw R. Kelly having sex with a then 15-year-old Aaliyah. So that would have been statutory rape. And so when this came out, everyone started talking about it, because everyone was kind of getting nostalgic about Aaliyah on the 16th. It would have been her 40th birthday. So then her mother, Diane Horton, posted a visceral response on social media, and people kept reposting it. And one of the quotes was this: "The woman and so-called backup dancer that described seeing, meeting, or even breathing the same air as my daughter Aaliyah is lying and is a liar." And she attacked her for trying to derail Aaliyah's legacy and said none of what she said was true. But then it got everybody talking about the old conversations, because remember back in the day when Aaliyah first came out, she was was under the, her mentor was R. Kelly, and there were rumors that they got married when she was 15, and her mother and her family said it wasn't true until investigators unearthed a marriage certificate where it was between R. Kelly and Aaliyah, and she had lied that she was 18 years old because she couldn't get married at 15. Then they found out that the parents had the marriage annulled, and after that, they severed all ties with R. Kelly, and she distanced herself from him for the rest of her career. But it was always this shadow that her family worked so hard to hide, because they said all they wanted her to be known for was her music and not the scandal.
Wow. I mean, really, though, it's been really, really heartbreaking. But it's a good thing she did come out. That is, Aaliyah's mother came out to clear the air, so at least things were put in the right perspective. Well, Judith, thank you so much for all of that groundbreaking, trending stories. We look forward to chatting film and television with you as well.